remember Donna.
Because I don't think Donna was brand
No,
new.
I moved. I went to Christiana. I moved.
Okay.
Not with your bougie self. What's your bougie self?
Come on, Gina. Come on.
I still love you, sis.
Love you too.
All right, there's my sister. My sister's in the house. We have somebody who just came on. If who just came on? 304-992. Who's that?
That's me.
Oh, okay. So okay, cool.
That's my school computer.
Okay, so cool. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and get started so we can just talk about some of the old things in the neighborhood or whatever. But first of all, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming on tonight and responding to the email and to the Zoom. We're gonna have a little bit of fun tonight. What I want to do is I want to have a moment of silence for all of those who are not here with us anymore. And the ones that I remember: Kevin Borley, Anthony Roberts, Phil Brown, Wendell Walker, Stacy Jefferson, Rich and Angel Tyler, Mike Tyler's brother and sister.
What?
Scott Miller. And y'all remember Brother Ha used to walk up and down the alleys? Ha's not here anymore. Yeah, so he's gone too. Mike told me he passed. And Debbie also said she had a child that passed as well.
I didn't know that the Tylers had died.
Yeah, so Angel died not too long ago. She worked at the bridge and she had some kind of those fumes or something got to her.
Wow.
So she passed. And then Mike's brother Rich died about 10 years ago.
Wow.
Rich Tyler. Mike Tyler.
Okay.
Oh, Richard, yeah.
Yeah, they were on what, Van Buren Street?
There he is. There's the Greek doctor right there. What's going on, brother?
What's good?
Hey, Pastor.
What's
Hey.
good? So do you guys know anybody else who passed? Hey, Tiny, I'm gonna go through it again. See, I can call him Tiny because we got that brotherhood. They worry about calling me Frankie, but I can call you Tiny. Oh my God! Oh, gee.
Oh, hey, Meredith. Hey, Reverend Meredith.
It's Tracy.
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes.
Hey. Oh my goodness.
Hey.
So listen up. Real quick. So we were just talking about this whole thing about y'all calling me Frankie. Y'all know me from way back when, so I don't really care. So Meredith Griffin is 2 doors down from me. His nickname, we called him Tiny. I call him Tiny here. When I'm out in public, I call him something else. Tracy is also an awesome pastor down in Virginia over I don't know how many churches. He had me come down there and speak to some of the churches last year. But again, he's crazy. Everybody's calling him John. I'm like, John? Who's John? Tracy. But so it's good to have y'all in the neighborhood back. Nita's coming in right now.
Hey, Lenny.
Hey.
So I wanted to say this real quick. We paid tribute. We paid tribute to those who are not here. I'll mention the names again.
Coming to help.
Kevin Borley, Anthony Roberts, Phil Brown, Wendell Walker, Stacy Jefferson, Rich and Angel Tyler, Mike Tyler's brothers and sisters, Scott Miller, and Brother Ha. Remember Ha?
Where were you going?
In the alley? So he's passed too. We got Debbie Dixie online too, and she said that one of her children passed too. So
Somebody has a lot of background going on. I can't hear you.
Yeah, somebody got a lot of background noise, but if you get a lot of noise, just kind of mute yourself so we can go ahead and get talking. So this is what I want to do. Alicia Clark just came in too. Good evening, Alicia. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to go by who I see in the circles. I'm going to mention your names, and then I want you to tell us, what neighborhood you come from, what high school you graduated from, and anything else you want to tell us about. What are you doing? So we can catch up. So I'm going to start up. Somebody, there might be Gina. Gina's a lot of background noise.
It's Gina and them, and they're packing.
Gina, you
No, that's y'all talking.
All right, so here you go. So we're gonna start with the people that I see. So Donna, again, what neighborhood, where you graduated from, and whatever else you want to tell us, what you're doing now or what's going on.
All right, I'm Donna Clacknell, used to be Donna Brooks, and I lived on Barrett Street. I don't know what neighborhood that was. Is that Northside? I don't know.
That's Harlan.
Okay, Harlan. I graduated from Christiana High. I'm married, have 3 kids, 3 grown kids, 4 grandchildren. I am working with Delaware State Education Association as a legal assistant, and I'm just happy to be on here. Happy to see everybody.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thank
And
you.
then we go to Gina. Gina.
Hey, y'all. I'm Gina Goins, aka known as Gina Finney. I lived on Washington Street, so Harlan area. My parents are still there. Just lost my dad back in December. He was 82. She just turned 83.
Awesome.
Retired. Been retired for 6 years. And I'm just enjoying life. Just made a big milestone, bought a house, and I'm just looking forward to see what God has in store for me going forward.
Awesome. Congratulations. And we started to hear about Mr. Finney because he was definitely a staple in our neighborhood. Robin, what you got?
Robin Brown. I lived on 34th Street. Graduated from Brandywine. 2 kids, 6 grandkids. Worked for the city of Wilmington. Been there going on 34 years.
Go ahead, man.
And just taking things one day at a time. And I'm glad to see a lot of the people that I haven't seen from the PS area. And I didn't see a lot from Brandywine, but from the area.
Awesome, Rob. Awesome. Lenny?
Oh,
I can't see Lenny.
I don't know where she went. Where'd she go?
Yeah.
I'm at my mama's house and I'm trying to get on these computers. I'm not on my computer at home. Can y'all hear that sound?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
It's so nice to come together. Okay, y'all. I am Belinda Lenny Burton Reinhardt. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been there for about 30-something years now. I am a teacher in the DeKalb County school system, as well as certified in Delaware. I came home about 5 years ago, stayed for a year. I have 2 sons, a husband, and 3 awesome grandsons. And I am here right now. Actually, I'm trying to get on my mom's Wi-Fi. Usually you would see my background, you would see my parents, but I'm trying to get on my mom's background. But I'm here for a week, visiting my parents, helping take care of them, trying to get on a regiment, trying to start coming home more frequently. But it is so good to see y'all. Oh my goodness.
Awesome sauce.
Oh my goodness.
Walter Slay. Big Walt.
What's up,
Walter.
What you got?
Wait a minute. How y'all doing?
What's good, Walt?
How y'all been, man?
Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you at, what you're doing, where you graduated, where you lived, and what you're doing these days.
I lived on 39th Street, 39th and Tatnall. I am now in Atlanta, in Southern Conyers, Georgia.
Oh, you're right down the street from me.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been here for 4 years now.
He's in Atlanta.
Now I'm coming in Conyers, Georgia.
Okay, Walter.
They dated me 4 years ago.
Keep y'all having to do a Zoom call. Y'all gotta mute out all that background.
Somebody got a television on in the background.
I'm sorry to say. Frankie, why don't you mute everybody out and as you ask them to speak?
I will. That's what I do.
My family pulled the coup on me 4 years ago in Maple, Georgia, because I had to have a couple of back surgeries and I had a knee replaced. But God's good. I'm doing good. I'm happy, healthy. I'm healthy again, and everything's going good.
That's what's up.
Okay, good.
Hey, Walt.
Hey, how y'all doing?
So who else? Tiny, go ahead.
Hey y'all, Meredith Griffin. I grew up on 39th Street, 2 doors down from Frankie and Lenny. My mom still lives right there. Man, went to Harlan, then DSEG started, went to Springer, graduated from Mount Pleasant. I am here, still in Delaware, live in Newark, pastor at church, Harvest Christian Fellowship in Newcastle County.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The inimitable one. I got another one too. Tracy, go ahead.
Oh, it's so great to see everyone. Thank you, Frankie, for putting it together. I grew up on 39th Street, and I was thinking about this, 513. I still remember that house number, and attended Harlan, and I was there 4th and 5th grade. I had Mr. Lane and Mr. Savage. I don't know if y'all remember Mr. Lane and Mr. Savage.
Yep.
And then Burnett. And from there, I went to AI, graduated from AI, and did 21 years in the military. And now I think I'm 17, 18 years of ministry. I was a local church pastor, but now I'm overseeing 30 churches in the United States.
Yes. Bless you.
Come on now.
That is good.
So that's what I'm doing now. Again, I have 3 sons. One son is, 2 of them are in the military. One's in the Air Force, one in the Navy. One is in Japan. One is in London. And my oldest son is an electrical engineer in Philadelphia. We have 4 grandchildren. I can't believe it. I'm getting old. 4 grandchildren. So we got 2 grandsons and 2 granddaughters. 2 of them that are here with us right now, been with us for about 3 weeks, so we're having a good time.
All right.
Good to see everyone. Lenny, tell mom and dad I said hi.
I sure will.
And it's so awesome to see Tracy. He's down in that Virginia area.
Yeah.
Yo, Frankie, let me jump back in here. Everybody's shouting out their family. I got to say, been married for 29 years. One beautiful woman. 2 kids, amen. 25 and 22. So we living that life. No grandkids. Praise God.
Amen. Hey, Debbie, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Brandywine Hills, to Burnett, on to PS, and then graduated from Brandywine. I had
Debbie Dempsey.
Okay.
Where Deb?
I had 2 sons. One passed away, unfortunately, about 3 years ago.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm a widow, and I now live in Smyrna with my cousin and her husband. Live like everybody else said, living their best life.
Amen. Amen. Congratulations. Belinda McCrae.
Oh, hi, everyone. So I'm eating dinner too, but I'm sorry.
That's all right.
So I grew up on 29th Street. I went to Harlan for 3rd and 5th grade. And then I went to Dickinson. I graduated in 1985. And can you see me? I have my phone up. So
yeah, we see. We got you.
Okay. And so then what happened after that? I graduated with Alicia, Clark, and who else was in that class? A couple of other people. Anyway, I have 3 kids. One's a lawyer, one's in medical school, and one's still at DSU. And
Go Hornets.
What else? That's about it. I'm glad everybody's on here. Yeah, I'm glad everyone's on here. And when I saw this on Facebook, I thought this was a good thing to come to. Nice to see everyone. And I hope everyone's safe during this time and happy, and God be the glory. So,
amen. And Belinda, it is good to see you. You grew up on 29th Street, even though I don't know you. You share the same name as my sister, which is awesome. You said you went to school with Alicia. Alicia is in a meeting right now, so she told me to tell you on the chat that she graduated from Dickinson as well, what you just said, Belinda, 1985.
Oh, yeah, we know each other. Yep, we know each other.
She also went to Clark, Atlanta, which my sister did. My sister went in 79, so she graduated from there too.
Oh, I graduated from Dell State. And 1990. Yep, 1990. Yep, I'm an AKA, so that too.
Okay.
Any AKAs on here? Well, maybe not, but anyway. So
Married to one.
Oh, married to one?
I'm
Well, tell
married
my
to one.
soror.
I'm married to
Tell
one.
soror. So tell my sorors I said hello. Yeah. So I knew a lot of people around that way. We went to a lot of them went to Dickinson, but some became people, you
Yep.
know. But
Yep.
we had what did we have a class reunion not about 15 years ago down at Timothy's. I don't
Awesome.
know if anyone remember that, but yeah, we had a good time there. So.
Yes,
But I hope this
yes.
is our first, but won't be our last, because you know this is nice to get back together again. You know.
Absolutely. We got some more stuff we're gonna talk about. We got a couple more people. My sister Nita, what you got, girlie? Tell us where you're from and what you're doing and all that.
Hey, hey.
Hey, Nita.
Hey, Nita.
Hey.
Hi. Yes, now, my life is exciting. I have 7 kids. Well, actually 8, because I adopted one when she was 2 months old. Now she's 14. I have 19 grandbabies. So right now I'm running my training business, my mentor for young men, and also doing virtual learning at my home and my grandbabies. So my life is exciting.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Gina. And I have Mr. Ettrick. I see you out there. Look like you're exercising. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what you're doing these days. Mr. Ettrick. He's trying to connect to the audio. In the meantime, while he's trying to connect to the audio, I'll go. I went to Harlan, which was 1 block up. I grew up on 39th in Madison. And then we went to Harlan, then I went to Burnett. And then the first year of school, I went to PS, and then we got busing. I graduated from Brandywine, played football, basketball, and baseball there. I went to college on a football scholarship to Dale State. Hornet, Blackish, HBCU, baby. Me and Robin actually went to school together. She went on the track scholarship. I went on a football scholarship, played baseball. From there, ended up going to the FBI, did 23 and a half years there, retired when I was 50, 7 years ago. And I've just, kids, been married for 30 years next year with Tiny, 29 years right now, next year to be 30, to Tacey Taylor, who is from 35th Street, Tacey Burton now. And we have 3 beautiful kids. I have an older kid, Christopher Andre, who graduated from Johnson Wales University. My daughter Ariel's up in Harlem, New York. She graduated from Hofstra. And both my boys are at University of Delaware on football scholarships, and they'll be graduating soon. So it's all good. So, Mr. Ettrick, can we hear you now?
Can you hear me?
I got you now. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, what you're doing, and where you went to school.
I was on 39th in Washington.
What?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Right down the street.
Moved to the east side on Lombard Street after that. And but you know, all my peeps was over there, 35th, 39th, 38th. Went to Harlan mid-second to 4th grade.
There you go.
I was in Bubble and Brown Sugar with the old kids. Yeah.
Hey, see, we don't remember that. That was after us, Trace.
Yeah. I went to Stubbs, Martin Luther King. We moved a lot, but always stayed around there. I went to Glasgow, and then came down to NC State in '86 and played football, and I've been here ever since, man.
Well, that's all good.
Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah.
There you go. All right. So we got Raleigh, North Carolina. We got Atlanta, Georgia. We got Portsmouth, Virginia, the whole 757 area down there. We got Georgia, 2 Georgia people on here. So we got a lot of people represent. Did I miss anybody? I don't want to miss anybody. I think I called everybody that I saw.
Did you say Donnell?
Where's Don? I saw. I don't see him though.
It's down there.
Yeah, Don. Talk to us, brother. Talk to us about where you grew up. Talk about where you grew up and what high school you went to and what you're doing now. I might be having.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I invisible?
No. Talk to me.
I'm like on here early. You just like surpassing me.
But you know what? That's because you playing the back. But go ahead. Go ahead, Brenda. Now you went on mute.
I'm neither or the youngest of the bunch. because we are graduates from 1983.
Oh, you
I
ain't the
grew up on
youngest. I
34th
graduated
Street.
in '83.
Yes, 1983 from Concord High. So I grew up on West 34th Street, but I know a lot of you from, hanging in Harlan Park and down at Maxon Run. So, I mean, currently, I have one son. He was living in New York, but now he's in Baltimore, Maryland. I am a trauma representative for Johnson & Johnson. And as you all some of you know, that I am a professional gospel comedian and I am an actress. So, and once those theaters start opening back up, I will be back on stage and doing what I love to do. So life is good. I celebrated 12 years being a breast cancer survivor. And
congratulations.
God is good. God is good. So it's great to see all of you looking very, very well.
Is that Brenda Jones?
Yes, it is. Hey, what's happening, Pastor?
Hey, Brenda. Brenda,
yes.
your son was in New York. Where was he at in New York?
He was in Brooklyn.
Oh,
he was
that's
working
what's
for
up.
Morgan Stanley. Yes, he graduated from University of Delaware on a full academic scholarship. So he chose New York, but then with this virus, it was really starting to. He left right before it really, really got bad.
Wow.
So he ended up having another offer down in Baltimore, Maryland.
Where's he at in Bmore? Where?
You know what? He just got offered a position there. I don't know where, but he was down there for a minute, but he was working from home for Morgan Stanley in New York. So and his future partner lives down in Baltimore. So, but yeah, it was really bad. It got really, really bad.
Okay.
But he's safe, and that's a good thing.
Good. Okay, so Brenda just brought up two great things that I want to go. That segues right to where we're going to go next. She mentioned for all of us that are in the same area, which most of us are on here, and if you haven't, just speak about something different. But she talked about Harlan, and she talked about Maxon Run.
Yes, sir.
We want to take one at a time, one person at a time talk. If you're not talking, if you got a lot of background, mute. If you don't, that's fine. But one person talking at a time. I want y'all to reflect on the fond memories of Harlan and or Maxon Run. Let's talk about some stuff that we remember. Even think about this. Think about some of the stuff at Harlan that's not there anymore. And think about some of the stuff that at Maxon Run that's not there anymore. And reflect on the good times. All right? So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start because I got some fun ones. And then whoever else wants to talk, we'll talk, and I'll mute my mic, or if you got background, mute your mic. So Harlan was our proving ground. So we had guys like Arthur Tate, and we had guys like Mike Tyler, and we had guys like Daryl Tapman, and what was Steve Mitchell. Those were our old school dudes. Those were the guys we looked up to. Those were the guys that we waited. Those were the guys that we waited to get on the basketball court with when we finally were of age. But the things that I remember about Harlan the most that are not there anymore, remember the merry-go-round? They had that merry-go-round. We used to spin it real fast and see who would fall off. Remember the cowboy? The little cowboy with the big red hat? Yeah. That's not there anymore. And those ski sets. So I remember that.
So good.
Nothing's there anymore.
Going down to Harlan, I remember Stanley, Ivory, Tate. Lenny was the first girl to work there.
Who?
She was the only Lenny. She was the only girl to work there.
Lenny, you worked at Maxon Run?
Wendell was.
I remember. Yeah, Wendell worked forever.
Wendell was the old one. He was there for a long time.
Right.
Yep.
And Pooch.
Yep.
Rest in
So
peace.
what I remember most about Maxon Run was the mailbox. We used to sit out there on the mailbox. Watch this.
Yep.
Watch this. I remember his. And I'll let somebody else go. I remember in 1972. I remember distinctly. 1972. We finally got a chance to go up on the basketball court. Now I remember 72 because of two things. One, because we could finally play on a basketball court with the big guys. But the second thing was 1972 was the first year that Doritos nacho cheese came out. And we used to go to the park, get a big 2-liter soda and a big bag of Doritos. And we eat our Doritos and we play basketball. After we got finished, we go down to Maxon Run and all hang out. Anybody remember all that?
Yes, sir.
Last thing I'll say is this.
Yes, sir.
Last thing I'll say is this. Walter, Tracy, Meredith, Who else around? Donna, around our neighborhood. My house was the family power center. My dad invited all the kids. So we would always be on the porch. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. One funny memory was I was at Brandywine, first year, playing football. 3 a days, Brother E, 3 a days football, right? And so we had to catch the bus early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd be there all night. So I remember my room where my sister's sitting at right now was right over top of our porch. And everybody was out. It's summer. We didn't have no air conditioning. We have windows were up. So it's hot out. I'm trying to sleep. I got 3 a days. And my sister and all those old people I just talked about, they just making noise. So I called her in the house. I said, Lenny, I said, please. I said, can you just tell them to go down the street, go somewhere else? I need to get to sleep because I need to play. I need to go practice. And so she said, okay. And she went out and I could hear her say something to them. And they all was like, man, forget about him. Dude, Meredith, Tiny. I grabbed my BB gun. I loaded up. I started picking jokers up. Bang, bang, bang. They was like, that boy is
That's
crazy.
That's the Chester coming out.
Yeah, that was that Chester coming out. And they all got out. But I'm done. Anybody else? Any memories?
I remember being sent in Harlan, being sent to the principal's office.
Not you.
Yeah.
The pastor.
Dr. Russell. So it's a funny story that, years later, remember Dr. William Russell was the principal at Harlan.
Yes.
And so I had, I don't know if I was, had got through the military. No, he was at some military event I was at. And I didn't know that he was a pastor. He had left, he pastored in Wilmington when he was there. Yeah. But he also was pastoring in Virginia. His family is from this Virginia area.
His brother still pastors down there.
Yeah, so he saw me and he's like, Tracy, is that you? And we're talking about, and I was telling how I had got to this rank in the military. And I said, yeah, I said, when I was in Harlan, Dr. Russell used to paddle you. Dr. Russell said, I didn't paddle you enough because if I paddled, you would have made captain in the Navy.
You get high enough rank for it.
Boy, but I followed him here until, he passed. But Dr. Russell was a part of that. Mr. Savage was a part of our family, and Mr. Lane. I used to talk all the time in 4th grade. I remember Mr. Lane telling me one day to put my nose on the Grand Canyon. In class, I was like, I'm not doing it. And he's like, well, you need to go down to the principal's office. So sit me down. And Mr. Russell said, well, what do you want? You want to get a paddle here? If you get a paddle here, nobody know about you, just get the paddle here. And I was like, hey, my dad is gonna paddle me anyway, so I'll just get one. I said, just send me on home. But it was Dr. Russell was something else. But what I remember about Max and Run, y'all remember all that penny candy you could get? You would get a bag. You would get a bag of candy. And you'd eat that candy all day long. And the house.
Take mine. Sell it.
What I remember about Frankie and Mom and Dad and Lenny's house was the pool table.
Yes, sir.
And we were always there.
It's still there. You
that
want to buy
it?
Is it really? Wow.
That pool table was still there.
Yeah.
Wow. But that pool table, we used to play pool all the time. Mm-hmm. Frankie, do you remember that dance group we had? We thought we were trying to be like the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
I have pictures, Tracy. I have some pictures of us. I had a number 15 jersey on. You had the pool stick down in the yeah. I got pictures.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Nice.
Miss where'd she go? Donna, what you got? Talk to us.
I just remember just hanging out in Max and Run. My boy Tate was there and just hanging out with most of the people who on here and just having a good time and all the fun time at Harlan. I was in the principal's office a few times. Never anything I did.
Okay.
I was innocent.
Right. Just saying it for a friend.
Always
Okay.
the innocent one, right?
I was innocent, okay? But it was all good. It was all good. But it was great memories. I just loved hanging out at the park. I really miss those days. And I just wish, you know, like I said, I have 4 grandkids. My oldest is 14. And I just wish that they had the lives that we had back then. You know, it's just so different now watching them grow up and what they got to go through as opposed to us. You know, Nita and Gina and I are still like super tight. You know, we talk about the old days, playing football in the churchyard and leaving our doors unlocked all night. You know, it's so different. And we didn't have to worry about pedophiles or anything back then. You know what I mean? So it's tough. But anyhow, I just enjoyed hanging out with everybody.
Donna, that's crazy. You said playing football in the churchyard. I remember we used to play football up at Harlan. We used to go over there near 39th Street, over near the telephone company. To play. We used to play a game called Free For All, and it'd be like 30 of us, and we just one guy grab the football, and all of us start tackling each other. That made us tough, brother.
Yeah, Grace Baptist.
That made us tough.
Yes, sir. Right there in Grace Baptist.
Man, y'all used to play football between 38th and 39th on Madison Street.
Yes.
Running up the hill.
What
up, Bert?
That's my memory right there.
That's right. And sitting on the mailbox. Remember, there used to be a mailbox at the corner of 39th and Madison.
Right on the corner.
And they tackled me in the middle of the street on Madison Street. And my dad made me stop playing. That was my last day playing football. My dad said he wanted grandchildren because they knocked the wind out of me in the middle of the street.
Hey, Robin, what you got?
Well, I didn't go to Harlan, but
that's all right.
I do know
what you got.
I do know the Matson Run, and I remember taking on them down there, and just I remember hanging out at the park watching you all play your sports. I was one of the step girls, sit on the steps and was trying to be all hey y'all, but I enjoyed Matson Run. That's like you said, good old penny candy. Taking them always kept us on the straight and narrow, and it was what it was. Won't get those penny stores anymore.
And that's funny. All y'all keep mentioning, and myself keep mentioning Arthur Tate. I talked to him. He's like, "Yo, man, I don't do no Zoom." And I was like, "Come on, man." He's like, "Nah, man, that's where you knew, boo. I don't do no Zoom."
I'm trying to call him now.
Who remembers Mr. Miller down at Burnett?
Yeah, Bunny Miller.
Mr. Miller.
And Burnett.
Him and that nub, boy, he would get you.
You know what?
He wouldn't beat you. He nubbed you to death, boy. That nub hurt.
That's right. Hey, Brother E, what you got? Brother E, what you got?
PS, y'all? Was he at PS?
Yeah, he was at no, he was at Brandywine.
He was at Brandywine.
Burnett.
He was at Burnett too.
Oh, okay.
Brother Ettrick, what you got, man?
Yes, sir. Well, a couple things. So my mom taught at Burnett. I can't remember what years, but of course, Miss Coley. My uncle, Clarence Thomas, taught art at Brandywine.
Get out of here, Mr. Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, your uncle?
Get out.
He's of course I call him my uncle, but he's my godfather, my dad's best friend. So you know, with Kim, my god sister or whatever. But anyway, on 39th, I mean, I was around the corner from Matson Run. So I was there, 2-3 times a day.
Yes,
the
sir.
Candy. I remember mostly with everybody y'all talking about, mostly I remember Wes. Rest in peace. I knew, we'll go down there and play pinball and all that. I actually went to a spot in Asheville, North Carolina. They have a pinball museum.
Wow.
And me and Lem Joyner used to play Donkey Kong, Asteroid, Haunted House.
Boy.
Yeah, he in Detroit chilling.
Hey, you brought up some old memories, man. I forgot about the pinball.
Yeah.
Angie Joyner. I remember them.
Yeah.
So all of those, so these are awesome. Hey, I just saw Donnell. Where'd he go? He went off again.
He's there. He's right
Where?
there. He's there.
I just saw him. Don, what you got? Don, what you got? What you remember from the neighborhood?
Balling.
Hey, Donnell.
Hey, what's up, Robin?
Talk to us about some fun memories, man.
From sun up to sundown.
Yes, sir.
Get your chores done.
Yes.
You know where we're gonna be at the park.
Yep.
If it's not on the court, it was in the field. It was on bikes handmade skateboards, running down the street, hitting the mats and run, hanging with the crew.
So hold on.
That's all we
Don.
did.
So hold on. Don just said bikes or skateboards. Now let me tell y'all, it wasn't these skateboards y'all buy. We was making our own skateboards.
We made our own
with steel wheel roller skates, right?
Yep.
Let me talk. Hey Don, remember the bikes? Remember we would leave from.
Can I tell that
We
story?
would leave from. Hold on, Lenny.
Can I tell that story?
Hold on, Lenny. We would leave from 37th and what's that? Jefferson. Think about this. Ride as fast as we can. We first of all with Tracy and in my group, we had 5-speed with the banana seats first.
That's right.
Before we had the 10 speeds, I had a green one with an emerald seat. We drive as fast as we can from Jefferson Street 37 all the way down to West Matson Run Parkway. And if y'all remember, Matson Creek was 2 levels.
Yep.
And we used to drop the bike over the creek on the bike.
Can I tell that story?
Yeah.
Can I tell that story?
Go ahead.
Y'all remember the day when Frankie rode my bike down there and came back with it in 2 pieces?
Tore that thing up.
He came back with it in 2 pieces.
Yeah.
Yes,
Frankie,
he did.
that brought up some memories about those bikes. We also used to make like ramps. You think we were like Evil Knievel or something?
Yeah.
You remember that?
So Tracy, watch this. You talk about ramps. Let's go ramps. So remember on East Matson Run Parkway, over there where the music school is. Remember that parking lot, and remember there was another level, it was a dirt ramp. Y'all remember that ramp?
Yep.
So we used to run from East Matson Run. By then we had 10 speeds, and we used to run that into a ramp. And when
like
you
6
go off
seconds.
the ramp, you would fly for like a few seconds. But one day it was me and the whole crew: Artie Garrett, Mike Garrett. I think Donnell might have been out there. I went up the ramp and the bike got away from me. So I'm up in the air and I came down on my behind. They had to carry me home. I couldn't even walk.
Wow.
I couldn't even walk. So Gina, what you got? She busy unpacking. What you got, Jean? She said nothing.
Did I see Walter Slay over there?
Yeah, Walter's in here.
Sir. How you doing, Donnell?
Oh, chilling in the AZ with the
heard
warm
that.
weather. Sorry about y'all
Don't brag.
freezing, but
Don't brag about that warm
Nah,
weather.
it ain't cold down here.
Hey.
Yeah, Darnell's in Arizona, y'all. He's out.
y'all ain't in
It's
shorts.
70 degrees down here in Georgia
It's
right
50.
now.
It's 57 degrees in Delaware right now.
And it's 81 here, so I feel you.
Well, you got it made, brother.
Yes, sir.
Who
I see
else?
Donna
Who else?
too.
Somebody give me some more memories.
Hey, Donnell.
One of the
Hey,
things
hey.
I remember, especially about Harlan, because my mom and my dad worked at PS, and so I'd leave Harlan, and literally PS was my playground in the afternoon, going over there after school and spending time with my mom and dad when they were at PS. But one of the things about Matson Run, I'll never forget, because I was the good kid, right? And so I'm trying to fit in. And so my friends, Speedy and Damon Stansbury and Fred Corpening, you know, dare me to steal something out of Matson Run. And so,
you know, that's a no-no.
You better be glad I wasn't there to whoop you.
No.
Lenny, watch this. So I got an umbrella, right? Because I got to think this thing through. Because if I get caught, my pop gonna kill me.
Yes.
So I got this umbrella, and I'm gonna take this Tasty Cake Chocolate Junior, and I'll never forget. I slipped the Tasty Cake down in the umbrella and start trying to walk out of Matson Run. I get to the mailbox, and Ivory comes out.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, Meredith. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what you got? And I'm like, I ain't got no but an umbrella. And he's like, what you got in the umbrella? I'm like, nothing. He's like, open the umbrella. So I'm trying to open the umbrella so, you know, the Chocolate Junior gets stuck in the, I open the umbrella, it falls out. He's like, I'm telling you, Pop. And my dad would go Matson Run every day for a pack of Pall Mall Gold.
Yep.
And to play his lottery
Play
ticket.
the numbers, yeah.
And to play his lottery.
Play those numbers.
So it was a wrap for me, but that was I will never forget. Every time because Matson Run is a church now.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
every time I drive by, I think of that. Yeah.
So real quick, Tiny, Matson Run is a church now. My cousin Charles Harris, Chucky, off of 37th Street, is pastoring that church now.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, little
Okay.
Chucky. Yeah.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. What you got, Brenda?
Whatever happened to Chuck Robinson that used to live by Holland Park?
Oh, Chucky.
The last time
Yeah.
I talked to Chucky was the coach at Middletown when my boys were in high school. So maybe around 3 years ago. And then I hadn't seen him since, but he was the coach at Middletown. He's still coaching.
Where's Jeffrey Brittingham?
I haven't heard from him, John. I haven't, or Shelly.
Wow.
Oh. Iris McGriff.
Or any of the McGriffs. I see Rhoda online, but I don't see any of them anymore.
Wow.
So, and Donnell, you came on a little bit late, but remember Ha used to walk up and down the alley. He passed away.
And Wendell. Rest in
Wendell
peace.
passed away. Yeah, we talked about quite a few people who passed away. Real quick before we go, my wife is here. I want to bring my wife in real quick. Come on. This is my wife. She grew up on 35th Street. Stacey Taylor.
What's up, Casey Taylor?
Hey, Casey.
And then she graduated from Brandywine.
What's up, Casey?
Right there.
Hey, Taze.
Hey, Taze.
What's up, Casey?
Hey, Casey.
Just tell about where you
Hey.
what school you went to. And what
Is
you
that
Long
Walter's
time no
play?
see.
yes.
A
yes.
long
Hey,
time.
Walter.
no see. How you
Oh.
been?
Good.
Good.
And Pastor Meredith and
Hey,
Brother
Tracy.
Tracy, Pastor
Donnell.
Tracy and Donnell and
Robin somewhere in there.
Robin's on there.
There she is.
I'm here. Hey.
Hey,
Yeah,
And Liddy?
Thomas Moore's out here too.
I don't know. I don't think I know Donna. Hi,
Did somebody
Donna.
just say Thomas Moore?
I'm Curtis Clack.
Yeah, he's out here.
You know Curtis, right?
Curtis.
Curtis
Kurt
Clack.
Black.
I don't think
You
I
went to
know.
school. Yeah, you know
I went
Curtis.
there? I'm
Sang
not
with
sure.
Mighty Airs.
Oh, okay. Did he play the bass or the lead?
Lead.
Got you.
Yeah.
And when you said that, I knew he was talking
And so
about.
Donna grew up around our neighborhood.
Well, it's good to see everybody.
Tell them
How's your brother, Donna?
He's doing fine. He's doing fine. He's supposed to be on here. I don't know where he is.
I heard somebody say Thomas Moore. Where's Thomas Moore at?
He's out there, Arizona. Been here 19 years.
Oh, he's out there with Donnell.
Wow.
Tracy, how's Devin?
Devin
Straight
is
out of-
great. Devin's in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Devin's in Charlotte. They're doing well. And mom is in Sarasota, Florida.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Miss Jean.
Quick
Hey,
question.
Walt, you
Go ahead,
remember
Walt.
bowling with Mr. Marty on Saturdays? First state. Remember bowling with Mr. Marty on Saturday mornings?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Those were some good days bowling, boy.
How come nobody mentioned PS DuPont swimming pool? We were there when they first built that. Remember that?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
Oh, that was the
How come
hangout.
nobody mentioned Durkee Ward? Let me tell you.
Oh, wow.
Turkey, that's right.
So when PS DuPont swimming pool first opened, it was a group of us. And we didn't know how to swim. Remember, it was 10 feet. And so Durkee said, listen, I'll teach y'all how to swim. This is what y'all do. Jump off the diving board. Don't dive. Just jump straight and your feet are going to hit the bottom. When it hits the bottom, just push off and you're going to come back up to the top. When you come up to the top, I'll jump and I'll get you. So I'm wondering, I was crazy. So I'll go first. I jump up, I go down, my feet hit the bottom. I come up, Dirk just sitting there like this. I started swimming like this. But the craziest thing about PS DuPont swimming pool is this. When my dad, all of our parents used to have them big cars. My dad had a 1970.
Can you tell my stories?
My daddy had a 1970 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. No, you can't tell it because you ain't gonna tell it right. And so Lenny learned how to drive on that 1970 Coupe de Ville right when PS was built. So one day she was up there doing something, and she came home, and she walked in the house, and you know how if you do something wrong, you kind of like sheepish eyes, and she looking at my dad, and she's like, "Daddy, I gotta tell you something."
That's not how it happened.
Okay, go ahead, tell it, because I'm go ahead, tell it.
When I got home, I went up there because I was coaching. I was working at the pool because I could swim. Okay. And I had a little accident.
Mm-hmm.
When I came home, I just came upstairs and went and got in my bed. And they came down the hall. They were like, "Aren't you supposed to be at the pool? Why are you down here in your bed?" And I said, "Well, I got to tell you something. I had a little accident." And my dad said, "Well, what happened?" I said, "I accidentally backed the car up into the, at the pool, they had the cement walls on either side, and they were about yay high, but the car was higher than the wall. So I didn't see the wall when I was backing up the park." And my dad was like, "Okay, okay, sounds like it's not bad. Let's go downstairs and see what, let's see the car." My daddy got downstairs. He saw that car. He said, "A little accident." He said, "I ain't gonna get back in that trunk."
We never got back in that trunk since.
I don't know. I must have been parking at about 50 miles an hour.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Any fond memories before we cut out of here?
Burnett Middle School.
What about Burnett, Don? Talk to us about Burnett. Don't talk about the 8th floor though, but go ahead.
We talk about
that was a code we had. Don't talk about the 8th floor, brother. But go
ahead. 8th floor was off limits.
You better tell them, Walt.
You get your free
Dealing.
So do y'all remember? So the library was on the 2nd floor, right? Where the offices were.
Yep.
Cafeteria was in the basement with the gym.
Right.
And I don't remember the color: red, blue, yellow. And
it was
something.
the green floor, the red floor, green
different
floor,
colors.
And green and gold.
Yeah.
Red, green, blue floor.
Wasn't the green floor 3rd? No, I was
green
on
floor was
red
the
was 4.
Red floor was 4. Blue floor was 7th floor, 8th floor. Yeah.
One of them was purple, right? 6 was like purple.
No, we didn't have
I wasn't no purple floor.
Tracy
Wasn't no
mixing
purple.
Tracy mixing blue and red colors now.
When it was
Playing
purple,
backgammon
the
and-
gold floor was 7th grade, because that's where I was. Y'all were younger than I am.
I'm younger than all of y'all. D-Seg started. I left Harlan, and D-Seg started my 7th grade year, so I never got to Burnett. We went to Springer.
Yeah, we went.
I went from Burnett.
At the Burnett, used to run the halls on PS. Be chased by the principal.
I went
I'll be
from
right here
Burnett
till
when the segregation started.
You went from
I went from Burnett to Springer.
Wow.
So
and I went
part
from
of the
PS to
segregation.
Brandywine.
Yeah, D-Seg started as I
must be
left.
Lenny.
So you graduated in 83, Walt?
Yep, 83.
Yeah, and I graduated in
That
84.
D-Sec started with us.
Oh, y'all babies. I was graduating college in 83.
Oh Lord, yeah. No, I was still in high school.
Yep, Meredith was the young boys back then. They was a
Yeah.
quiet group.